sure the sound is up here. So there we go. Okay, good. All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Kaniba with Macwa, Standing Bear, Soto Tribe, Fishing Lake First Nation, Saskatchewan, Canada, Treaty 4 Territory, Anishinaabe. And welcome to We Are the Medicine Circle. And if no one said that they love you today, I love you very much, which really just simply means that I just want you to live your very, very best life, connected to all those things beautiful, connected to in spirit to all those beautiful, natural, wonderful things that life has to offer, that Mother Earth has to offer. And we are the Medicine Circle, so we meet on a regular basis. Hopefully, it's a daily basis. Sometimes I travel, so sometimes I'm here, sometimes I'm not. We are the Medicine Circle. This is not a sermon. I'm not a preacher. This isn't a. This is a ministry. This isn't anything like that. We are a circle. I am in the service of the Great Spirit, and I'm in the service of this circle. So I am sitting right here next to you. It looks like that. So. We are all intertwined and overlapping, and yeah. So, couple of housekeeping things. Happy spring equinox. I know I was on the road when we had that, so happy spring equinox. Also, another thing, we have a little connection issue. If you get that spinning thing, or like whatever that is, please just come right back. I'm not going anywhere. Sometimes it kicks me off too. So, yeah, I just hit that live button again, and I just come right back. We pick up where we left off. So please don't go anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. So yeah, and I'd like to welcome all the YouTubers here today. We have we're going live on twin platforms. So welcome to all the YouTubers. YouTubers meet. We are the Medicine Circle. Facebook meet. So, all right, let's start off in the usual way. So there we go. And if you'd like to have this smudge going throughout the entire circle, we request a couple volunteers every day to keep this smudge going throughout the circle in remembrance for the residential school children that never got a chance to make it home. So it is the smoke that connects us all together. And there was a question, well, what connects us? It's that beautiful heart, medicine beginning with spirit. So we want to connect to those that have never come home. And that is a prayer from a grandmother out in BC. So let's there we go. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, okay, so there we go. So there we go. So good. Okay, good. All right. So please and thank you for that. Give me a little thumbs up. Give me a little heart if you can. Keep that smoke going throughout the morning meditation. That would be good. So please and thank you. Please and thank you for that. All right. Well, let's start off in the usual way. If you'd like to offer with me, everything. If it doesn't begin with spirit, then it doesn't begin. If it doesn't begin with prayer, then it doesn't begin. And so, if you would like to offer with me a little tobacco, as Grandfather Tony, my elder, would say, that would be good. So let's. And then, Anishiga, Witiagana, to all my relations. Kitchi two great spirit creator, great mystery. Chi Megwitz, thank you. Kewazanami, I love you, we love you. Thank you for our breath. Thank you for our circle. Thank you for our life. Thank you for this day. We are grateful for our last breath, and we are hopeful for our next, and we live in that place in between. We come here today. We mean no harm in what we do. We come here in a good way. We come here in a sacred way. Wakapek, to sit in a sacred way. To sit in a circle in a sacred way. We come here, the first reason, and always the first reason, is life. The celebration of life. It is not the celebration of our life. It is the celebration of all life. So we celebrate this circle as we would celebrate our own life. We celebrate all nations, tribes, and circle, both seen and unseen, as if we were celebrating our own life. All nations, tribes, and circles, especially those nations, tribes, and circles that do not look like the two-legged. The standing nation, the ones that offer the world breath, we say thank you. To the fish nations, the ones who teach us so much about how to live in harmony and balance with the water. To the wind nations, the ones who teach us so much about how to live in harmony and balance with the wind and air. To the creepy crawlies and the slitheries, insect nations, the ones who teach us how to stay close and grounded to Mother Earth. To the four-legged nations, circles, and tribes, the ones who offer us and teach us so much to and for our humanity, we say thank you. And of course to other two-legged nations, circles, and tribes, for we understand and acknowledge that you are our teachers as well, and this makes us happy. So we come here, we celebrate those things that give us life, like the water, the air, the fire, and of course Mother Earth, and in all sacred directions, all 7 sacred directions. So we want to thank the ones that have come before us, our ancestors. If they are relatives here, then they are ancestors over there. So let's give a little prayer of gratitude and thank you to all those nations that gave us life, offering life in prayers and light life to us. And we also acknowledge that some of our two-legged ancestors were hurt, wounded, abused, and traumatized, and they passed that down to us. That was their offering to us. And we also acknowledge that that wasn't for us to heal. For us, it is ours to heal, not for ours to carry, but ours to heal. So let us remember this. Let us be very gentle with this. Also remember that all those ancestors that passed, that gave medicine to us, also gave us courage and strength and bravery. They gave us breath and life. They gave us prayers to work with and to listen to. And we do this not only for ourselves, our individual selves, because that would be selfish. We heal ourselves for the next seven generations. For we only borrow this earth from our children, and our children are only loaned to us. So we are at the intersection between two unseen worlds. And this makes us happy. This is a great time and opportunity to offer life, to give prayers, to learn to walk in a good way, to live in a good way. And the Kitchi Manitou was smart, gave us a trail to follow, gave all of us a trail to follow. It is called the Red Road. It is the road of wellness. It is the road that will remind us of the ancient sacred agreements of harmony and balance. That is the first prayer at the center of the universe. It is the prayer that came down, rode the backs of the thunder beams into your mother's womb. It is that first fire that connects us all. And the Great Spirit gave us teachings to follow. Humility, love, truth, honesty, respect, strength, wisdom. These are a foundation that we will live a good life. A good life connected to all other life. So let us sit with these teachings today. Let us sit with these spirits today. These teachings today. Let us sit in a good way. Let us listen to humility in a good way. And love and truth and honesty. Let us sit with this. It is a good day. It is a good day to do better than we did yesterday. It is a good day to be better than we did yesterday. To heal a little bit more. To sit in a sacred way. To be in a sacred way. To listen in a sacred way. It is a good day to remember that we are one. Oh. All right. Good one this morning. All right. Well, welcome, everyone. Welcome. My name is Kaneepa Witt MacWass, Standing Bear, Soda Tribe, Fish Lake, First Nation, Saskatchewan, Canada, Treaty, Port Territory, Anishinaabe. And so we have a couple going live from YouTube. So if you see me look back and forth, that's what I'm doing. Okay, couple of things before we get started in earnest, especially for the benefit of the newcomers. I know we got a couple of newcomers here, so hollow bones. We know there's a life force out there. That's what we hear. That's what we are here to connect to. Getting ahead of myself there. So, so we are to connect to this life force. This life force is in both seen and unseen. They are the same thing. And so, as we grow, so will our understanding of hollow bones. There's a life force that flows to us. It's supposed to flow through us. And then we're supposed to help others. We're supposed to help life. Give prayers to our prayers. You see, that's where the colonial world really just kind of misses the boat. You see, they take all this stuff oh, okay, well, I need this, and I need that, and I need this. Well, we're supposed to give life. So, beginning with the first prayer of the day, we give thank you for life, and then since we've gotten this life, we're supposed to offer life back. That means we're supposed to help others. That's what that means. So, anyway, okay, ancestors and elders. Very traditional to thank our ancestors and elders. So thank you to Grandfather Tony Stonehawk. I've been with him for close to 30 years now. He is Lenni Lenape out of Delaware. And thank you to all the Muslims and Cookums of the Fishing Lake First Nations. Thank you for all your love and guidance. And thank you to all those other men and women of medicine who have guided me in such a good and beautiful way. So thank you for that. And okay, circle medicine. This is what this looks like. This isn't a prop. This is medicine. There's a difference. So, just what this looks like right here. So, no one's in front of us, no one's behind us, no one's above us, no one is below us. We are all equal here. That's what that means. That means I'm sitting right next to you in the same circle. That's what that means. It's very important that we understand it. So what that means on a personal level, like if we have been having problems with a drink or drug, and other people have been here for 30 or 40 years walking the red road, does not matter. We are all intertwined and overlapping. We are here to help each other, to encourage each other, to lift each other up, and help us connect to the medicines that have given us life. So, sacred feminine. Okay, the colonials have have an issue with marginalizing communities, and this is one of the most marginalized communities. The sacred feminine boggles my mind how the life givers, how they could marginalize the very people, the very sacred people that give us life. We want to acknowledge that you are beautiful, sacred enough here. I mean, the sacred feminine out there, I really need you to understand this. Just listen to this. You are sacred. You are valued here, right? This isn't that feminist thing. It's not like who's better. It's none of that. Leave that at the door. Everybody leave that at the door. This is not about who's better, who's right. That's a conversation for another colonial circle. We just leave that alone. That's the difference between decolonizing and re-indigenizing. We live this way. We just absolutely live this way no matter what. In these ways that do not negotiate, right? Equality does not negotiate. I need you to write that one down, Leave it to the colonial world to be like, yeah, trust and love, they come in degrees, right? Right? Love comes in degrees. Love looks like, how much I get from you is how much I'm going to love from you. Yeah. Oh. Sacred laws don't negotiate. Sacred laws. The circle does not negotiate. We either choose to live the way of the circle. Choose to live the way of being sacred. That's what one elder or someone told me a long time ago. Choose to live the way of the sacred. Like, is that absolutely beautiful? It's not an affirmation. It's a way of life. That's the difference. Right. Okay, so anyway, okay, question of the day. Here we go. A lot of questions. You guys came up with some really good questions. When I hit on one, are there only seven sacred teachings? Okay, all right. No, no, that's the short answer, right? Right. But my suggestion would be to sit with the first seven first. Right. You know, let us sit with humility first. We sit with humility to find out what love really is, right? We sit with love and humility to find out what truth really is. You see, these are all intertwined. And there was also like, is there a way? This was a real beautiful question. Is there a way to learn these quickly? What do you think of that question? Is there a way to learn these quickly? Like, are there cliff notes? That's what I wrote. Are there cliff notes to? I love you guys. You guys come up with some really beautiful things. There are no cliff notes to living in a good way. We have to just live in a good. I love you guys. You guys come up with some stuff. But you guys, like, no, hold on. So, I asked the same questions to Tony, and he just looked at me. Just looked at me. Like, no, well, probably not the same question like today, but it was just kind of like, like there are no back doors, there are no sneaky side paths, to the truth. We just have to live the truth. We have to live in humility. The quickest way to learn humility is to live in humility. There's a pen, write that down. To live in humility. Yeah. What would be the first step to that, they asked? I said, to give thank you for the day. Give thank you for the day. This is a little tobacco in there. So we offer tobacco as a thank you and as an offering for the offering of life and love and light. That is so. So let's start off with humility. It's easy once. It's better if we start off with humility. Then the day goes better. And then you run back and start over again, right? Right. So let's start off with humility and let's just practice. You know what? This is not a scary thing. It's not. It's not that colonial thing. Oh my God, I gotta tell the truth today, right? I mean, that's what I was like, and coming from that colonial world, that's what we think, right? But this is really the easier, softer way just to tell the truth, right? Just again, if you got like a drinking problem, hey, go ask for some help. Yeah, just hey, I need help, and then follow through. That's the deal. Okay. So, are there only seven sacred teachings? No. That's a really big question. We're gonna probably get into that. That's really. You know what? I'll do a YouTube on that, so YouTubers look for that. Everybody uses YouTube. Standing Bear, the author of YouTube. I'm gonna write a little note here. YouTube. That's a great YouTube topic. So most of my YouTube comes from you guys. So yeah. So thank you for that question. Okay, so we are here at this moment. So newcomers, what we do. What we do here, we read from one of these two books here. Oh my God, so one of these two books here. So there we go. Okay, so here we go. And I know you see this backwards right here. Daily Medicine, Whispers from the Hollow Bone. So these are basic medicine wheel teachings. They're designed to be short so we can focus, but short and small does not mean without power, or these empower us. These are medicine wheel teachings which connect us to this beautiful thing called life. Right. So that's the short. Okay, we're in pretty good time here. So usually I talk a lot more. And here's like the other thing too. We just really have a good time here, right? When it's time to get down to business, we get down to business. The beautiful thing is we can laugh, and there can be a little levity along the way. So this isn't so heavy. It isn't so like this. We can laugh, we can cry. We we've all done here, we are welcome to do that here. We are welcome to be ourselves here. That's the beautiful thing. This is a safe place for all of us. Write that down. This is a safe place for all of us. We hold you close. We hold you close. And we're going to talk about that today in the reading. So we're talking about Whispers from the Hollow Bone, March 22nd. March 22nd. Which happens to be today. So yes, well, some days we do a wild card day, which we're all over the place. Sometimes we just do the day. So again, what we're going to do here is we're going to read it a couple of times, develop what we call a general impression. It's really important we understand what that is. That's just a starting point. That's say, hey, look, this is where I'm at. This is what I get from this. This is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm seeing. Right. So, and the beautiful thing is that say there's 30 or 40 of us here in the room, a few more in the YouTube world. So we are all over the map here, right? We look like this. But the beautiful thing is, and this is really important, we grow together in understanding. In our relationship with all life, both seen and unseen, spirit. How beautiful is that? Just take that in for a second. Just like, wow, man, you're not being judged. This isn't about right or wrong. We love you. We honor you. And that's it, right? It's really that simple. It's really that beautiful. Joe, I love you. So just hang on here. This is what Grandfather did with me, man. This is like, just hang on. I mean, just sit and listen, right? So anyway, I love you. So Whispers from the Hollow Bone, March 22nd. Okay, DM, thank you. The sacred truth is that all our ancestors, both seen and unseen, from all nations, roads, and tribes, want to be remembered, loved, and honored. It's one of my favorites. Of course, I said that every time. It just gives me like warm fuzzies in my heart, man, when I see that. The sacred truth is that all our ancestors, both seen and unseen, from all nations, roads, and tribes, want to be remembered, loved, and honored. Wow. I would really love to see your general impressions here. What does this say to you? How is Spirit speaking to you? How is this like, for some people it's really drawing us in. Somebody just gives us that warm, beautiful feeling. Like, oh my God, that's so beautiful, right? Right? My general impression is, wow, right, wow. The other thing is, forgotten ceremony, right? Forgotten ceremony. Forgotten ceremony, right? This is so gentle and so compassionate, so touching and so loving. There's some grandmother medicine. There's some grandmother medicine in here too, which I'm just going to touch upon just a little bit. Is that just to remind everybody that we have an umbilical with all life, to all life. That beautiful thread that connects us all, the web of life, right? And it goes from here, seen to the unseen. It goes from the physical to the spiritual, right? But that's why it says both seen and unseen. That's to remind us, right? Okay, the sacred truth. Okay, the sacred ceremony. That works, right? That works. The sacred truth. The sacred truth. The 7 sacred teachings. The medicine wheel. Yes. Yes. How are we going to, the sacred truth is that all our ancestors. This is the medicine wheel right here. This is the medicine right here. Like we're sad, lonely, depressed, angry, grieving, mourning, like a lot of us out there are grieving and mourning and don't understand why. Give me thumbs up if you feel like that, if you kind of feel this sense of loss walking through life, right? Give me a little thumbs up, just like this. There's just like underlying sadness, right? Right? Well, when we go to the medicine, when we understand we don't have a connection with our ancestors, right? That leaves us in a mourning process, right? 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 That leaves us grieving for a place and people, the medicines that are part of us that we don't have a good relationship to, right? That's you see, I just explained. That's the same way grandfather explained it. Like, oh my gosh! So we are not only missing the love. Like if we didn't grow up on the land with the land, if we grew up in the colonial world, then we are not only grieving Mother Earth. We are grieving the medicines with Mother Earth. And there's nations, roads, and tribes. We are grieving that, right? So we are here to build good relations, to make better relations, to be good relatives, right? To all nations, circles, and tribes, right? All nations, both seen and unseen. That means to our ancestors. So this is going to get really good really quick. I tell you what. So if you don't know, our ancestors are a lot more than just the two-legged, right? Right. The winged, the sacred medicines here, the tobacco, the bear root, the bees, the butterflies, the beavers, the bears, right? Right? They are all our ancestors, right? We come from them. We just don't come from the two-legged. There's DNA inside the butterfly, the same DNA that is in us. We are all related. We are all one. And we live in a world, and this is contrast medicine. So we live in a world that will divide us, separate us to death. Right? Right? They will label us. They will diagnose us before they ask us what happened to us. Right? Write that one down. Write that one down. Over here in the spiritual world, that's the first question we ask you. What happened to you? Their question is, what's wrong with you? Right? This is kind of laughable. And then they're like, you know what? Okay, we're going to diagnose you with schizophrenia. We're going to diagnose you with depression. We've taken everything away that we could possibly take away from you, including your health, including your happiness. We've taken everything away, and now we're going to diagnose you so we can make a consumer out of you. Here, depression. Here. So Mel and Sybil. Oh yeah, you're definitely depressed. I'm gonna write that down. Depressed right here. Yeah. And then we're gonna put you on all these medications. And by the way, they have some side effects, so we'll give you some medication for the side effects too, right? That's how ridiculous that is, right? Let's move forward. Let's move back to the reading. The sacred truth is that all. I'm going to circle back around to this in just a few minutes, just a second. So the sacred truth is that all our ancestors, both seen and unseen, from all nations, tribes, and roads, want to be remembered and loved. If you're sad, lonely, depressed, this is the medicine right here. This is the medicine here. If we're sad, lonely, depressed, this is the way. Right? Right. It's really that simple, right? And really, the back to this is to pray with and for Mother Earth. Pray with and for these beautiful medicines. Right? That's even before we get to the ancestors, right? When's the last time you stopped singing? And I'm not talking about colonial hip hop singing, I'm not talking about twerking. I'm talking about going to these ceremonies that connect us back to life, right? Right. These colonial things that connect us back to life. Right. Right. Okay. So can we get back to the reading? So get back to the reading. Okay. The sacred truth is that all, here it is. I want you to write this down. This is circle medicine. So spirit is constantly reminding us that one, we're the medicine, two, we're connected to the medicine, and that all hour. So there's no exclude. We don't exclude anyone, right? We do not exclude anyone. We do not exclude anyone, ever, right? All our sacred truth is at all hour. So, for the benefit of the newcomer, so English, the colonial English is a really language. It's porous, it's weak, because it doesn't connect us to those things that empower us. It's in the process of separating us, right? The colonial, like the French, the Spanish, English, all these colonial languages, they just connect us to those things that we need to connect to that give us life. I need you to write that one down, right? So, but like a broken clock, it's right twice a day, right? This is where it's right. This is where we hone in and focus and really get to know we, us, and our. We, us, and our look like this. We, us, and our look like this. This is a braid of sweetgrass for the benefit of the newcomer. This is a braid of sweetgrass. This is us right here. We, us, and our. We are intertwined, overlapping, both seen and unseen. There's no political fence here. There's no conservative, Democrat, Republican. There's none of that here. We stay away from the patriarchal religions, the Abrahamic religions, right? Right? Because they separate us again, right? The Abrahamic religions, like, they're all brothers anyway, because they're all from Abraham. they forgot that. Right? So we stay away from those conversations that separate us. The sacred truth is that hour, we're still on the hour. All an hour. Beautiful, powerful words. Let's add, in that same second, in that same sentence is sacred truth. Right? Sacred truth and us look like this right here. Let's take a screenshot of that, man. I'm just going to say, this is what the sacred. Now, so, the sacred truth is that all our ancestors, so all our sacred ancestors are both seen and unseen, the standing nations. They are our ancestors. 7 generations ago, for the tree nation, a lot longer, right? Right? They gave our two-legged ancestors breath, right? Think about that for a second. Wow, right? And now their relatives are giving us bread, their relatives will be giving our children's bread, and they will be giving bread to the next seven generations. I think we should remember them. I think we should honor them. I think we should love them. I think we should give them prayers of offerings of love and life and gratitude and thank you. So we get out of this little boxing. Oh, well, I'm just so grateful for my life. As long as I get what I need, then I'm good. I'm not going to give you anything else because I got everything I need, right? You know. So if we live that 7-generation prayer, we all should be living a 7-generation prayer. That means every decision that we make, we're thinking about the 7 generations ahead, not only for our children, but all nations, tribes, and circles. They all have 7 generations ahead, right? Right. And when we think about 7 generations ahead, we have to first think about the 7 generations behind. That's the crux of what we're doing here. We got to have a starting point. We got to start somewhere. We got to start loving something somewhere. So why don't we start with a little gratitude for those that have given us life? If I had a mic, I'd drop it. I love you guys. So. I love you. How does this feel? Is this like incredible? Is this simple reading just absolutely incredible? This gives us life. It gives us the opportunity to enjoy life again. Once we do that, this is like we're trying to breathe while we're hyperventilating because we can't remember to honor and love those that have come before us. That's really what they're saying here. So part of us has to honor those that have come before us. Right? But thank you. Thank you for those nations for taking care of our ancestors, our two-legged ancestors. How about that? How many of you have ever said that? Many of you thank the water for taking care of our ancestors, right? And not only the two-legged ancestors, but all our ancestors. We drink the same water that they drank. Why don't we thank that water? Right? That's just all part of this beautiful conversation right here. How powerful is that? We become empowered when we walk this way. When we begin our day with gratitude and thank you. Okay. So let's go to Tony, Mel, John, Kimberly. What is it? How would you feel to be remembered today? Okay, let's see. On our birthday, how does it feel? Feels pretty good, right? Right. Feels pretty good, right? In the colonial world, it just stops there because it's all about us, right? It's all about me, it's all about us, it's all about, no, right? Giving offerings and blessings and thank yous. To all our ancestors, both seen and unseen. Again, they're using all, our, and all again. They used all twice here in one reading. They used all twice, our once, right? What is Spirit trying to tell us here? We want to live a good, beautiful life. We have to remember those that have given us a good, beautiful life. We have to give offerings of thank you. Thank you to the bear nation. Thank you to the eagle nations. Thank you to the butterfly nations. Thank you to the wolf nations. Thank you to the big people. Thank you to the little people. thank you to all these beautiful nations that have offered us life. And we have to do that so that we may live a good life. Without it, we are lost, lonely, scared, afraid. We crisscross the country because we're not grounded. Part of our spirit, this is part of our spiritual grounding. Like if we're not doing this on a regular basis, then I have to question how grounded you are. Usually, when we don't feel grounded, we zip across the country, different places, people, and things, right? New lovers, new wives, new husbands, just to feel grounded. But really, what we have to do, the first thing we have to do, we're running. We run to find grounding, right? When really we should just be here, giving thankful and remembering of who we are, what we are, and where we're coming, and where we came from. Grounding begins. We're right here, this moment, right now, and going to the unseen. And thanking all those ancestors that have given us a good life. That have given us life. And this is a little bit in your face, right? Right. These I'm just going to leave it right there for now. Right. Right. How many of us out there are really thanking our ancestors? We start every day. I don't know if you notice this, but we start every day with thanking those that have helped us along the way, our ancestors and elders and those before them. That's why we do that. We don't do it to look cool. That's why we do that every day. So here, this is hollow bones. This is ancestors and elders. This is why we do that. We don't do it to look cool. We do it to connect to those things that have given us. We have come full circle. I love you. That's why we do that, right? I didn't just make this up to look cool, sound good, and look good, man. No, we do it very traditional. Thank you, grandfather told me. Thank you to the elders before them. Thank you to all those men and women who have guided us in a good way. Thank you to all those nations. The ancestors. That's what we're talking about. So, let me ask you a question. Y'all ready? I love you. Y'all ready? Remember, I'm looking at two screens here. So, what is it like? Just pray about this. I want you to pray about this for a second, right? What is it like to have eagles as an ancestor? Have you even thought about that? Have you even prayed about that? Right? In the colonial world, the wings are considered angels, but really, we know over here the wings look a little different because they have to humanize everything. Everything comes from a human. Like God looks like a human. Like that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Right. Well, I think God looks like all of us. Right. God looks like Mother Earth. Right. Creator created everything. That's what creator looks like. Right. And here's not all angels are humans. Write that one down. Right. If there is a thing as angels, and I think, in one small section of one small part of reality, both seen and unseen, I think there probably are. But I think the bulk of it, right? Everything has to mirror itself. So a lot of those helpers that we have come from the winged nations, right? The eagle nation, the hawk nations, and all others, blue jays, cardinals. They all have beautiful, powerful medicine. One is not any more important than the other. Right? Have you remembered where your wings come from? How about that? Have you remembered have you been thinking? Your wings aren't from humans, I'm sorry. They're not. beautiful did this just get? How beautiful did this just get? Right? How beautiful did this just get? That means the ancestors of the Eagle Nations are still helping us. They're still guiding us. They're still offering us medicine. Are we listening to the medicine? Are we thankful for the medicine? It's hard to hear if we don't give thanks for. Right. I need you to write that one down. Right. It's hard to hear the medicine that we're not thankful for. Right. Right. Some of us get lucky. Right. Some of us, yeah. Right. Like a broken clock, many of us just get lucky. Hey, look, there's an eagle. Right? Oh, okay, yeah. But so kind of have to talk about this. So if the medicines appear, then they're reminding us to give thank yous. Not only here. I need you to write this one down. So like say an eagle appears, right? So okay. So wow. That's a great eagle. Wow, that's very good. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's good. Yeah, okay, that's part of it, right? But that's not all of it, right? We give thanks to the eagles that came before them. We give thanks to the parents of that eagle that came before them. The 7 generations back. That's what we did, because without them, the medicine wouldn't be here, right? Remembering, loved, and honored. That's what we do. 7 generations that way, and 7 generations that way, right? Right? Okay, so now we see an eagle. Okay, now we're supposed to give thanks for the eagle, right? Then we're supposed to listen to the eagle, right? Right? So again, everything begins with spirit. Everything begins with prayer. Everything begins with offering. So we see an eagle, we say thank you. Okay, here's an offering that will help us hear better. Now that we've seen it, a lot of us just, oh, okay, that's cool, yeah, that's cool, yeah, But eagle is not a national symbol; it's a human symbol, right? Certain countries, I'm not going to name, have taken ownership of the eagle, which is really just like the dumbest thing I've ever heard, right? That's like somebody owning love, right? Probably a couple religions out there that probably say that, right? Right? So, okay. So, I feel like I haven't covered this enough. Sorry. All right. But I think we're in pretty good time. The sacred truth is that all our ancestors, so the Standing Nations, the Fish Nations, we haven't touched that yet, the Fish Nations, the 4-legged nations, the Winged Nations, the 2-legged nations, insect nations, this would include, the elements too. So the air is life, water is life, fire is life, earth is life, right? So that's all equal too, right? So all nations. Let's cover this. Roads. Why do you think that they put roads there? Why do you think they put roads there? All roads, the red road, the black road, the white road, and the yellow road. Right. Those are the roads specifically that they're talking about. Right. All roads, right. That means all our ancestors too. So for the Red Nation, we have to thank those that have come before us, right? Right. And that's a whole nother conversation, right? This place of gentle learning, right? Gentle humility, right? Now, and tribes, right? Let's talk about nations for a second, right? What nations, and I'm sure if you're coming from the colonial world, you're thinking like the U.S. nation, the Canadian nation, Israeli nation, something like that. No, that's not what we're talking about. No, no, that's a colonial concept, right? Like the Buffalo Nation, the Turtle Nation, the Two-Legged Nation. Those are the nations that we're talking about. See, that's the difference between colonial. So as the invasion was happening, we weren't invaded by other nations, right? They were the same nation as us, the Two-Legged, right? Right? We didn't understand the concept of borders, boundaries, nationalism, because we were just right? So, let's go to remembered, loved, and honored, okay? Do we even know what that is? Do you feel remembered, loved, and honored? Do you? Yeah. Give me a this or that, right? Do you? Right. Right. Okay. If it begins with the spirit, where do we begin? Right? Where do we begin here? We begin with our ancestors remembering, loved, and honored. That's where we begin. What I give to you, I give to myself. And that's where that works right there. Right? So let us give thanks to those things. Again, we have come full circle here, right? We have come full circle. So if we're sad, lonely, depressed, which is what that world gives us, that's the medicine, right? Not good or bad, it's just like that's what it is, right? Sad, lonely, depressed, angry, we're feeling ungrounded, and we're feeling, we're acting out, we're doing this, we're getting that, we're buying stuff we don't need, we're collecting, lovers, whatever it is, it's just like this codependent type stuff, we're drinking. All this stuff reflects what we're not doing here. Remembering, loved, and honored. Right? When we remember, loved, and honored, then we will feel remembered, loved, and honored. Right? Okay, let's kind of reverse this a little bit. Right? When we remember, loved, and honored, we will see that our ancestors remember, loved, and honored us. Because everything has to mirror both seen and unseen. That's what God, I haven't talked about that, seen and unseen now. We're kind of running out of time here this morning. But this is what they're talking about, both seen and unseen. So when we offer love and honor to our ancestors, guess what we feel? Because it opens up that door, that spiritual door, that we feel, wow. And then you'll feel, we talked about it before. Then the Eagle Nation, they're allies. We feel that, we honor. There's a beautiful connection there. It brings life to us. We have to remember those things, not only here that give us life, but the ancestors equally, right? Right. To help, and this is all this to help the future 7 generations. We have come full circle, right? So part of the medicine that we carry now, wrapping it up now, hint, 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 write this down, hint, 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 to remember those that have come before us, to hold that in our hearts, our prayers, and then we're supposed to carry that through the next 7 generations. Otherwise, if we're not doing that, we are carrying sadness, loneliness, depression, fear, control, manipulation. We're carrying all that to the next 7 generations. But we can transmute that, change that, transition that into something beautiful, better. And what we're doing is we're transmuting that back into what? Love, yes. Life, yes. Light, yes. Yes. Let's pray the medicine. We are transmuting that spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. How beautiful is that? So many of us now, we can stop running now. We can stop running because a lot of us are track stars, right? We're track stars, right? Right. If we didn't grow up this way, we're track stars, right? We're drinking, we're drugging, we have all this stuff, right? Right. We're crisscrossing the country trying to find a place. We're doing this, doing that, not feeling proud, not you know, you know, and that's what the colonial world offers, right? Right. 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 That's their medicine. Go to bed. It's not go to bed. This is leave that out. That's just it is what it is, right? Like it's day, it's dark, it's dark, it's day, it's day. That's what it is. Not go to bed, right? Right. But we can change that narrative, right? We're supposed to, and everything begins with, thank you, Jada, the 30-day challenge. The 30-day challenge is, if you want to start today, that would be good. If you want to start right now, we can end our old life with our last breath, and we can begin our new life with our next breath. That's what the ancestors said, right? So now, right now, we start a beautiful life, taking a little pinch of tobacco and adding this to our prayers, right? So we're grateful for life, right? Right? We're grateful for life. We connect to those things that give us life, right? Like the sun, the moon, the water, right? And then we give thanks to the ancestors that have given us this life. We have come full circle. Codependency it is replacing that lover or whatever, whatever, with all other life. That's what codependency. I am focusing on you and you are it. No, no. Trying to replace that hole, fill that hole left by all those things that we should be connecting to. Right? We should be connecting to the ancestors. We should be connecting to the eagle, the bear. All this medicine is out there. We could live 1,000 lifetimes and still only connect to a little bit. But while we're here, let's connect to the medicines that give us life. That's why we go to ceremony. That's why we're here. Right. That's why we're here. Right. Okay, this is like the saddest moment of my day. We got it right. All right, so let's read this. So, let us. I would really love to hear from you in the feed. How your first general impression was as to how it is now, because that's a place of growth, right? We have grown together in this beautiful thing called life. Let's just acknowledge that, right? We have grown together. That is beautiful, right? And this isn't religious. This isn't anything else. This is like we have grown as humans together. We have remembered for this little moment in time that we are beautiful human beings and that we are growing together. And it does not matter what road we come from, that we have grown together in a beautiful, beautiful way. Some of us are Jewish, some of us are Catholic, some of us are colonial refugees, whatever it is. But the beautiful thing is, right now, we have grown together. We have grown together. Okay, so the sacred truth is that all, God, I'm going to cover this really well, did I? Okay. The sacred truth is that all our ancestors, both seen and unseen, from all nations, not just the two-legged, that's what that means, right? Roads and tribes want to be remembered, loved, and honored because we want to be remembered, loved, and honored. If you want to be remembered, loved, and honored, remember those that have come before us, and we will be remembered that we are loved, honored, loved. Remember, loved, and honored. So, let us listen to the standing nations. They will ground us today. That moment of that moment, there was a question. Well, how do you know who is grounding us? Well, it's like this. Ready? All right. That feels so good. That's the moment. That's the physical moment of the spiritual grounding right there. Okay. And if no one said that they love you today, I love you very much. All right. Wanted to do something, but I think I forgot something here. So we might do another flute here. So actually, we do have a couple of announcements here today. Big announcement: I will be attending the 2023 Gathering of Elders on the Mississippi, May 26th through the 29th, Nauvoo, Illinois. I think I put that on the feed. So. If you want to join us there, I think that would be really cool to sit together. 60 Groupers Healing Circle Mondays. For 60 Groupers only, PM me for details. Women's Group, International Women's Healing Circle, Facebook group. When women support each other, incredible things happen. So women just have to sit with a woman. Men have to sit together. I think I think we're working on building a men's group too. So stand by for that. I think I've talked about it with Tony the other day. So volunteers needed. MMIW, we got some really good things happening. T-shirt projects, nonprofit committees are set up. Please, if you want to volunteer, that would be good. All right. We're just closing up now. Okay. So the final word is this ceremony may end, but the ceremony in you does not end. So we take what we lived here, learned here, loved here, and listened to here, and take it out to the four winds. That means tell your friends and family members what we are doing here. Tell your groups. Not enough here to share it, but we really have to live. We really have to live what we have learned here. That's the way to life. We are showing other people how to live a really good, beautiful life. Okay, everyone. My name is Kaneepa Witmakwa, Standing Bear Soda Tribe. And if no one said that, they love you today. I love you very much. Let's have a great day. Bye-bye.